Tonight, when your dog falls asleep beside you, something extraordinary may be happening. Not because it likes your bed, not because it wants warmth, and not because it accidentally ended up there. In fact, what your dog is doing could reveal one of the deepest truths about how it sees you. Think about it. Your dog could sleep almost anywhere. On its bed, on the couch, on the floor, in another room. Yet night after night, it chooses the same place. Right next to you. And here is the strange part. Many owners spend years believing they understand this behavior, while completely missing the real reason behind it. Because what looks like a simple sleeping habit may actually be one of the most powerful signs of trust a dog can give. A silent message. A message your dog never says out loud, but communicates every single night. And once you understand what that message really means, you may never look at your sleeping dog the same way again. For years, the common explanation seemed obvious. Dogs like comfortable places. Beds are comfortable. Case closed. And honestly, that sounds reasonable. If given the choice between a cold floor and a soft mattress, most dogs would choose the mattress without hesitation. But researchers noticed something interesting. Many dogs ignore perfectly comfortable sleeping spots. They leave expensive dog beds. They abandon couches. They walk across entire rooms, only to settle beside one specific person, even when another location offers the same comfort, even when the room temperature is identical, even when nobody is paying attention to them. So if comfort is not the complete answer, what is? To understand that, we need to look far beyond the modern home. Thousands of years before dogs became family companions, their ancestors survived through cooperation. Life depended on social bonds. Being separated from the group could increase danger. Being close to trusted companions increased safety. Sleeping together was not simply a habit, it was a survival advantage. Animals that remained connected to their social group were often better protected from threats. They benefited from shared awareness, shared security, shared survival. Although modern dogs no longer face the same challenges, evolution rarely erases successful behaviors completely. Instead, it reshapes them. And many canine behavior experts believe traces of those ancient instincts still exist today. But here is where things become even more interesting. Your dog does not think you are another dog. So why would those social instincts apply to humans? Because over thousands of years, dogs developed something extraordinary. An ability to form deep emotional relationships with people. In fact, researchers often describe the human-dog bond as one of the strongest relationships ever formed between two different species. Dogs watch us closely. They study our expressions. They respond to our emotions. They learn our routines. They recognize our moods. And over time, they build genuine attachments, not temporary attachments, not simple dependence. Real emotional bonds. This changes the way we should think about sleeping behavior, because when your dog chooses to sleep beside you, it may not be choosing a location. It may be choosing a relationship, and that distinction matters. But another mystery remains. Why does your dog choose you? Why not someone else in the house? Why not another family member? Scientists studying canine attachment have found that dogs often form stronger bonds with certain individuals. Usually the people who consistently provide care, safety, guidance, and positive experiences. Trust develops through repetition. A single moment rarely creates a bond. Thousands of moments do. The morning walks, the meals, the games, the quiet evenings. The comforting voice during stressful situations, the familiar presence during ordinary days. Each interaction becomes part of a larger emotional picture. Eventually, your dog begins to associate you with stability, and stability is incredibly important to dogs. Dogs thrive when their world feels predictable, when they know what to expect, when they know who they can rely on, when they know where safety exists. Sleeping beside a trusted person may help reinforce that feeling. But that is still not the deepest reason, because there is another layer hidden beneath it. Researchers have discovered that positive interactions between dogs and humans can trigger biological responses linked to bonding. One of the most famous involves oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. Oxytocin is associated with trust, affection, and social connection. Studies have shown that positive interactions between dogs and their owners can increase oxytocin levels in both. Think about that for a moment. The bond is not happening only in your dog's mind. Your brain responds too. The relationship affects both species. That is one reason the connection between humans and dogs feels so unique. It is not simply companionship. It is a biological partnership shaped by thousands of years together. And suddenly, sleeping next to you begins to look very different. Because your dog may not just be seeking comfort. It may be seeking closeness to someone who represents safety and connection. Yet there is another behavior that often surprises owners. Many dogs do not just sleep nearby. They sleep touching you. A paw resting against your leg, a shoulder pressed against your foot, a head placed gently on your arm. Why? The answer is surprisingly simple. Physical contact provides reassurance, even during sleep. A slight movement, a familiar scent, a subtle shift in position. These tiny signals tell your dog something important. The trusted person is still here. For highly social animals, that information can be comforting. Your dog does not necessarily need attention. It does not need constant interaction. It simply values awareness of your presence. And that awareness creates a sense of security. Most owners never realize this. They think their dog is just finding a comfortable position. But the behavior often carries emotional meaning. Your dog is maintaining connection even while resting. And this is where many people misunderstand what they are seeing. Some assume that sleeping close means a dog is overly dependent, that it cannot function independently, that it is insecure. Sometimes that can be true. But healthy attachment looks very different from unhealthy dependence. A dog can be confident and still prefer sleeping beside its favorite person. Those two things are not opposites. Dependence says, I cannot cope without you. Trust says, I feel safe with you. That difference changes everything, because trust is not weakness. Trust is a sign of a strong relationship, and many dogs sleep beside their owners not because they are frightened, but because the relationship itself has value. The presence of a trusted companion feels rewarding, comforting, meaningful. And now we arrive at the deeper truth. The hidden reason behind this behavior is not really about warmth. It is not really about softness. It is not even primarily about protection. It is about belonging. Humans often think of belonging as a uniquely human feeling, but social animals experience their own version of it. The need to remain connected, the need to feel accepted, the need to stay close to trusted members of their social world. For dogs, relationships are incredibly important, much more important than many people realize. Throughout their evolutionary history, social connection and survival were closely linked. Those emotional systems still exist today. They simply operate in a different environment. Instead of sleeping beside a pack member in the wild, your dog sleeps beside you. The instinct remains. The relationship changes, and that relationship carries powerful meaning. When your dog chooses to sleep next to you, it may be expressing something remarkably simple. You are part of its safe place. You are part of its trusted world. You are part of the group. That matters most, and there is one final detail that makes this behavior especially meaningful. Sleep is a vulnerable state. Every animal becomes less aware of its surroundings while sleeping. That vulnerability makes sleeping locations important. Animals do not choose them randomly. When your dog settles beside you and falls asleep, it is making a decision, a quiet decision, but an important one. It is deciding that this place feels safe, that this environment feels secure, that this person can be trusted. Most owners never think about sleep this way. They see a dog taking a nap. Their dog sees a place where it can safely let its guard down and trust. Like that is never insignificant. But there is still one last piece of the puzzle. Dogs experience life through relationships more than schedules, more than possessions, more than routines. Relationships shape much of their world. Who is present? Who is absent? Who provides safety? Who provides comfort? Who belongs? Over time, many owners become the center of that emotional map. Not because they are perfect, not because they spoil their dogs, Because they are consistently there, day after day, walk after walk, moment after moment. Trust grows through consistency, and dogs notice consistency better than most people realize. They notice your voice, your habits, your footsteps, your routines, your moods, your departures, your returns. Every experience adds another layer to the bond until eventually that bond becomes one of the most important parts of your dog's life, which means when your dog curls up beside you at night, it may be expressing the result of thousands of shared experiences, thousands of moments that built trust, thousands of moments that created connection, thousands of moments that taught your dog one simple lesson: this person is safe. And perhaps that is the most beautiful part of all, because your dog never says those words. It never tells you directly. It never explains how it feels. Instead, it communicates through behavior, through choices, through actions. And one of the clearest choices it makes is where it sleeps. So why does your dog sleep next to you? Yes, comfort matters. Yes, warmth plays a role. But the hidden reason goes much deeper. Your dog sleeps beside you because closeness means something, because trust means something, because connection means something, because in your dog's world, being near someone it truly trusts is one of the strongest expressions of belonging. The next time you wake up and find your dog sleeping beside you, look at that moment differently. You are not just seeing a bedtime habit. You are seeing trust. You are seeing attachment. You are seeing the quiet result of a relationship built over countless shared experiences, a relationship your dog values enough to carry into its most vulnerable moments. And that is why this behavior is far more meaningful than most people ever realize. It is not simply about finding a comfortable place to sleep. It is about choosing a person, a trusted person. If you enjoyed this video, tell us in the comments where your dog likes to sleep and whether this changed the way you understand that behavior. And if you enjoy discovering the hidden psychology behind your dog's actions, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us for the next fascinating journey into the incredible mind of your dog.